So this is the Ravensburger Times Square at New Year's puzzle. I had been putting off doing this one for a very, very long time because, as you can see, it is extremely busy. I tried to start by actually pulling out the edge pieces on the thought that that would make it a little bit easier to try to build chunks of color. That turned out not entirely to be the case. So you can see here, I'm really struggling to find groups of colors that I can actually build something meaningful with, and still haven't gotten the edge finished. Yep, there's a long strip that I think is the UBS building, although my memory of exactly what's in Times Square is a little bit funny. I try to avoid Times Square. I tried to build that because it was a lighter color than the rest of the puzzle and thought I'd be able to easily pick out the pieces. Again, not really the case. I really struggled to find chunks that were bigger than like 2 pieces and to identify any sort of big color block that I could successfully build. So sped up a little bit as some of the buildings started to come together, and it was like, oh, actually, I can kind of see a pattern developing here. You can start to see some of the buildings. I'm putting off doing the tops of the buildings because that was a lot of confetti on top of a building, and it all looked exactly the same to me. Zip, getting that top in. This puzzle is about as busy as actual Times Square on on New Year's. Do not recommend. I live or have lived in New York City and would strongly recommend avoiding Times Square. Go check it out for like 10 minutes, be like, ah, yes, this is Times Square, and then never go back. Personal bias. But okay, in the puzzle, I'm actually now moving on to the people. I left them until last because I really could not see any sort of shapes or any sort of color patterns in there to build, and I suspected that I was going to end up shape sorting. You see on the left-hand side of the puzzle, I'm actually trying to shape sort as I go. I'm really bad at shape sorting, and I'm really bad at knowing when to give up and shape sort. And so this is my way of saying I'm screwed with this puzzle. I really don't know what I'm doing. So shape sorting is happening. And here we go, rushing into that last handful of pieces, nicely shape sorted. 114. So not the best, but not terrible.